Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Channel is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome back to the 4,000 subscriber video special. Thank you guys so much for all your support, man. We hit 4,000. We're at like 4,008 right now, man. I thank you guys so much. I think just the beginning of this year, I was at like 800. So we're flying right now, in my opinion. So keep doing what you guys are doing. The videos will keep coming. Unfortunately, I'm not at home right now, but I thought I'd drop a 3-video special. That's better than nothing. You know, I don't really have too much to give right now. But we're going to be reacting to SCP animation, Nuke's Top 5, and a Mr. Nightmare video. So hopefully you guys like that, man. This is going to be combined into one big old thingy thing. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. My name is Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But for now, let's get it. It looks like it's gonna be off to a bad start in the video because it looked like she got a boo-boo or she drank some Mountain Dew or something like that. It just looks all bad. It looked like she's running from something and it's not even started yet. So I'm kind of curious to see what she's running from. And she's not gonna get far with that big ass pink coat on, I'll tell you that much. You could spot her from a mile away. But I don't know how the mirror works. I don't know if it's like the mirror sees you and it kind of like measures how ugly you are, and if it like feels offended by your ugliness, it kills you, or you can't be too beautiful. I don't know. It's always something with SCPs. We're about to find out.
A woman runs through a house, screaming and crying for help.
Watch her fall.
She looks behind her and catches a glimpse of a shadowy figure in the next room, and it's coming towards her. She screams again and runs in the only direction she can to get away from it, up the stairs.
Don't go upstairs.
She runs into the bathroom at the top of the stairs and locks the door behind her. She is breathing heavy as she quickly takes stock of her situation.
It's a shadow.
There's a window, but it's much too small for her to fit through. And even if she could, she'd probably break her neck trying to drop to the ground below. There's no way out. She's
Break my neck, get killed, or clap by a shadow figure. I'll probably rather jump out the window, you know what I'm saying? I don't even take my chances. I don't know what that is. She shut the door like the damn thing can't just slide up between the cracks of the door. Like, it's a shadow. Like, what'd you close the door on?
She's trapped. But she has an idea. She takes a deep breath, giving herself a brief moment to gather her courage before she unlocks the door and opens it. She steps onto the landing and spots what she's looking for, a telephone on a small table. But then she also sees the shadow of the thing chasing her coming up the stairs. She runs to the phone and picks it up before running back into the bathroom again. She shuts the door behind her and starts dialing 911. But just as she's about to dial the last number, the phone is ripped out of her hands and slams against the door. She runs to pick it up again, but when she does, she finds that the cord has been cut. There's got to be something else she can try.
I would have called that.
She rushes to the medicine cabinet and starts searching for anything she can that might help her.
What you gonna do, shave it?
She frantically looks for something, anything, but is startled by a loud noise. She turns to see the door bulging on its hinges again and again. Her pursuer is trying to kick it down. She goes back to searching the medicine cabinet. There must be something she can use. The woman closes the medicine cabinet, and for a second, time seems to stop. She stares at herself in the mirror, a look of confusion on her face. She mouths the words, "Help me," to herself in the mirror. The door suddenly bursts off the frame and slams to the floor. The woman spins around holding the only thing she could find, a toothbrush. Her pursuer steps through the now empty doorway. He's a large, terrifying-looking man with wild yet focused eyes, and he's holding the biggest knife she's ever seen. The man approaches, and the woman cowers in fear. He pauses for just a moment, admiring himself in the medicine cabinet mirror and smiling, seemingly very happy with how this entire scene has unfolded. The man then raises the knife above him as the woman holds up the toothbrush as if it will somehow protect her. But it can't, and the man brings down the knife again and again and again.
Bro, that mirror ain't shit, bro. I thought the mirror was about to stop him in his tracks and, like, you know, daze him or hypnotize him. That mirror didn't do shit, bro. That mirror must be from IKEA or something. That's the mirror. That mirror should be a damn shame. That mirror came from Walmart or Kmart or somewhere. That mirror ain't nothing. Bro, a toothbrush? What you gonna do? Give him fresh breath before he kill you? Like, come on, bro. What you gonna Colgate him to death? Like, a toothbrush? No razor blades? Nothing? Like, bruh. A cup? Like, something? Don't you put your little toothbrushes in a cup or something, bro? A toothbrush? What, you gonna brush his eyebrows off? Like, come on, bro.
This murder may have occurred over 40 years ago, but its memory is more alive than you might think. Sometimes what happened in the past doesn't stay there. and finds a way to repeat itself again and again and again.
There's a mirror.
Though maybe not in the way that you expect. So join me, Dr. Bob, and find out exactly why SCP-987 is known to the SCP Foundation as the Gruesome Gallery. SCP-987 is a collection of 13 different wall-mounted mirrors of varying shapes and sizes,
13?
which have been designated as SCP-987-A through M. Over half of the collection consists of medicine cabinets, but the others range in size from small makeup mirrors to full-length mirrors, with the largest measuring 1 by 1.5 meters. The aesthetic style and materials used indicate that all the mirrors were produced between the 1940s and the 1990s, and there's nothing about their construction or immediate appearance that would give the impression that they are anomalous at all. Photos and video of the mirrors also show them to be perfectly normal mirrors, with the surfaces reflecting exactly as you would expect. In all, it appears at first glance that these are completely normal mirrors, though more in-depth research into the mirrors has been made difficult. You'll see why later. SCP-987 mirrors will finally reveal their strange and unnerving characteristics when a person stands directly in front of them and looks at their surface. When they do, they won't see their reflection as they expected, but an image of a completely different place. It was theorized by researchers that these locations being shown were the mirror's previous location, and research into the origins of the mirrors have revealed the original locations of mirrors C, K, and M, which confirmed this theory to be true.
I'm glad my mirror didn't record the stuff I used to do in the bathroom, because let's just say I'd have my own category on Pornhub. Lots of solo action there. So I'm glad SCP-987 ain't real, because I'd have been SCP-987-R for reprisal. Can you imagine looking into one of the mirrors and it's like back in the old days, they're like, "Come hither, I shall kill thee with thy sword." They're like, "No, please, don't come near to me."
The mirrors don't just show a static location. When someone looks directly into the mirror, they will see an entire scene play out, one that always depicts someone's extremely violent and/or gruesome death. Each mirror depicts a different scene and location, though most of them appear to take place in a bathroom of some kind. The scenes shown vary in length, with the shortest being just 48 seconds, and the longest running for over 4 minutes.
That must have been torture.
After the scene finishes, it will simply start again, like a video that has been set on repeat. But the strange qualities of SCP-987 don't stop there. After the video loops and repeats itself twice, the images will start to change. The person in the mirror who is about to suffer a horrific death will seem to become aware that someone is watching them through the mirror. They will often begin soundlessly pleading with the viewer to help them, growing more emphatic as the scene evolves.
Oh!
If there is an aggressor present in the scene, they too will sometimes seem to become aware that they are being watched through the mirror, and may even appear to interact with the person who is watching them by making hostile gestures or writing on the surface of the mirror.
Boy, you don't get your Jesse from Pokemon.
3 of the victims portrayed on the glass of SCP-987 mirrors have been identified: the previously mentioned SCP-987-C, K, and M mirrors. SCP-987-C depicts a well-to-do 62-year-old male in the bathroom of his California home in 1968. The man is bound and kneeling on the floor when a young Asian woman dressed in lingerie enters the room and proceeds to strangle the man to death.
Why they do her like that, bruh? They didn't give this lady no cakes, bruh. They had her ass walk up like a whole ass surfboard, bro. They didn't give her no back, bro. It looked like a one straight piece of an outfit, bro. It's not even a 2-piece outfit. It's just one straight ass. Why they do this woman like that, bruh? I thought she was the mirror too. A walking mirror, bro. Just straight back. Oh my God. You gonna slap her on the ass and shot her own vertebrae. Her spine go. Little booties matter, I'm sorry.
A woman dressed in lingerie enters the room and proceeds to strangle the man to death. The scene will repeat one time and then begin to change. In this instance, the woman will usually stop at the mirror after she enters the room to reapply her lipstick. She will then kiss the mirror, leaving a red imprint on the glass before asphyxiating the man on the floor. When looking into SCP-987-K, the viewer will see a 34-year-old man in the hallway of his home, which has been identified as being in Maine during the early 2000s. The man is standing on a ladder while he installs a new chandelier in the ceiling. After a moment, the man loses his balance and becomes entangled in the elaborate lighting fixture. As he struggles to compose himself, he accidentally pulls a length of electrical wire from the ceiling that becomes wrapped around the man's neck as he falls from the ladder, leading to him being simultaneously strangled and electrocuted. When the scene repeats and starts to change, the man will appear to become more and more apprehensive about his task, and his final moments will become more and more painful looking. His wife will sometimes enter as well, to find his dead body suspended from the ceiling, before the scene ends and starts to repeat. SCP-987-M shows a 20-year-old woman in the bathroom of a hotel room in New York City in 1978. The woman is seen to be reacting to an aggressor who was outside the view offered by the mirror. The woman looks afraid and will try to run out of the room, but a man in a denim jacket rushes the woman, stabs her in the abdomen with a knife, and flees.
What's up with killers in denim jackets?
The woman falls to the ground and dies almost instantly. When it repeats for the third time, the woman will attempt to communicate with the viewer prior to the aggressor entering the scene, but she will appear inebriated and will struggle to communicate clearly. If SCP-987 was simply a collection of mirrors that displayed the final moments of individuals and changed on repeat viewings in odd and frightening ways, that would be strange enough. But there's even more to this bizarre SCP. In addition to the mirrors, is SCP-987-1, commonly referred to within the Foundation as the Curator. SCP-9871 is an invisible entity, visible only to heat-sensitive cameras, that takes up roughly the space of a 2-meter-tall person. The area it occupies is endothermic, meaning it drains the heat from nearby objects, in this instance, from ones that are roughly 1 to 2 meters away. It has also demonstrated the ability to manipulate objects up to 8 meters away that weigh as much as 150 kilograms. SCP-9871's primary behavior is to move along the ground, going from mirror to mirror in an apparently random pattern. It stops in front of each mirror for roughly 30 minutes before moving on to the next. It only engages in this behavior when alone, though, and if anyone is present, it will maintain at least a 3-meter distance from them at all times. The only exceptions to this occurred when staff attempted to do anything to the mirrors other than gently clean them. If the mirrors are tampered with in any way, SCP-9871 will react quickly and aggressively, making any physical research into the mirrors difficult, if not impossible.
He got his boys back, though.
Both SCP-9871, as well as the collection of all 13 mirrors, have been classified as Euclid, and are currently contained at Research Site 14 in an airtight 5 by 12 by 3 meter chamber with concrete walls, that is itself enclosed in a Faraday cage. The chamber is monitored at all times by both standard and thermographic cameras, but despite this, there have been several instances of SCP-9871 seeming to breach containment and disappear for short periods of time before reappearing in the containment cell. On at least 5 known occasions, SCP-9871 dissipated from both the normal and thermal imaging cameras. In each of these instances, when it reappeared, a new mirror materialized as well, which has led to the Foundation's original collection of 13 mirrors growing to 18 in total, and it seems likely that this number may continue to increase. While in most cases, SCP-9871 returns with a mirror that depicts a death that occurred long in the past, in one especially chilling instance, the 9871 entity disappeared a full 15 minutes before the death took place. When it returned, it had the mirror depicting the freak accident death of a man being killed by his own chandelier. Whether SCP-9871 had any hand in this death, or perhaps even all of the deaths, is currently unknown. What does seem likely is that the presence of the mirrors in Foundation control is the only thing that keeps SCP-9871 in containment, at least most of the time. But be careful the next time you're performing a dangerous task and notice that a mirror is in view. You never know who or what may be watching.
That just lets you know that I can't look at the mirrors the same anymore. I don't do mirrors anymore. I had a room that had a mirror in it and it faced the bed. I took that shit down. I don't want to look at myself sleeping, or I don't want nothing looking at me while I'm sleeping. But the thing is, that damn little glob of whatever heat seek, that shit's killing people, bro. And it's bringing back new mirrors. So like, I don't know if he got a gift card or he's going shopping. He got like an allowance, but he's coming back with more mirrors every time. And every time he comes back, somebody's dying, bro. You can't tame that thing because he keeps getting out. But anyways, on to the next video. Welcome back, guys. We're going to be watching 8 unexplained phone calls by by Mr. Nightmare. So if you guys haven't already, be sure you swoop down the description box, clown a link, go watch the video to entirety, because I'm going to be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing, just like I did before in the previous video. 8 unexplained phone calls, bruh. Speaking of phone calls, it was back in middle school, actually. My friend Devontae, rest in peace. But he tried to get this girl number, and she was talking to him for so long, and if you was standing where I was standing, you would have seen like, oh, when she's digging this dude, like she's vibing with him and all this stuff, right? So he's all happy I got her number, because back then we was in middle school, so we didn't have, you either had a Boost Mobile or you didn't have nothing. You just had to use the house phone. But she wrote her number down on a piece of paper, right? This dude goes home, me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the next day, I see him, so I was like, yo, how did it go? Like, did you, like, y'all talk? Did y'all hang out? Or what happened? You know, like, what it is. I called her number, and this is what happened. So he take his Boost mobile phone out, or the BlackBerry, I forgot. He calls the number, right? It's like, and it pauses, right? And it comes on, it's a voice machine. It's like, welcome to Dairy Farm. It was what? Welcome to Dairy Farm. Our cows are blah, 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 and this and that. And I was like, what the fact that she was able to remember the Dairy Farm's number, bruh. But let's get it. Let's go.
Sorry, the number you have dialed has been
Disconnected or no longer in service.
2015, student Michael Andrews of the University of Southern California had
Ooh.
left his dorm room with his roommate Steve to go to a frat party off campus. On the way to the party, Steve had realized he left his phone in the dorm room, but already in the Uber to the party, they didn't bother going back to the dorm. At some point during the party, while the two friends had separated to mingle with other friends and acquaintances, Michael's phone began to ring. It was from Steve's number. He picked up and heard Steve's voice on the other end, covered by a mask of static. Even in the loud party, he could distinguish the voice of his roommate saying, "Come back to the room." Then the call ended. With that, Michael left the party and Ubered back to the campus dorms, trying to call Steve back and text him, but he wasn't getting any responses. When Michael got back to the dorm room, he didn't find Steve inside. Strangely though, he did find Steve's phone sitting on his bed. Upon checking the notifications on the screen, Michael saw the notifications of all his texts and calls on the screen. It wasn't until an hour later that Steve returned to the room looking for Michael after hearing that he left. And this was when he told Michael that he never called him and that he never had his phone. What made this even stranger was that Steve's phone had no record of making a call to Michael, yet Michael's phone had a record of receiving a call and having a 15-second conversation. The phone company wasn't able to trace a call from Steve inside, and nobody was found hiding in their dorm room or anything like that.
That's easy. The moral of that story was pretty much his old self time traveled back in time to try to warn him about something, but somehow the communication got screwed up and it transported him back to the time that he was in. That was a time machine, 100%. Don't ask me how I know, I just know everything.
1970, 25-year-old Donna Lass worked as a nurse at the first aid station of a casino in South Lake Tahoe, California. One day, Donna's boss and landlord both received calls from an unidentified man who claimed she was dealing with an illness in the family and would be out of town for a while.
Okay.
Donna's boss became suspicious, so he contacted her mother, who confirmed that story was a lie. Donna's car was found parked outside her apartment, but there was no trace of her anywhere. The last sign of her was an entry she'd made in her logbook near the end of her final shift. The entry looked unfinished, as if someone had possibly interrupted her. No one could figure out Donna's whereabouts or the identity of the caller until the San Francisco Chronicle received a mysterious postcard 6 months later. The postcard was the latest in a long line of cryptic messages from the Zodiac Killer. The killer made no direct reference to Donna, but hinted that he had murdered and buried his 12th victim in Lake Tahoe.
If you want to find more information on the Zodiac Killer, make sure you scroll down to my videos and find BuzzFeed Unsolved, because I have that reaction video up on the channel as well.
It didn't take a detective to make the connection between this note and Donna's disappearance. The postcard provided a lot of possible clues regarding Donna's whereabouts, but a search of the area turned up nothing. Something complicates a connection between the Zodiac Killer and Donna, though, and that's the fact that the Zodiac Killer was not known for hiding bodies. So if he wasn't responsible, the whereabouts of Donna's body and who tried to hide her disappearance remain a mystery.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, the Zodiac Killer was crazy. That story,
In
wow.
2008, 19-year-old college student Brendan
Sounds so
Swanson
familiar.
was driving home after a night out when he crashed into a ditch on a gravel road in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota. Knowing how dangerous of a predicament he found himself in, and probably aware he was in a cliche horror movie setup, he called his parents and asked for a ride. However, his parents had trouble finding him, and when arriving to the
Oh, yeah.
location he provided, they couldn't find his car. So they got back on the phone for over 45 minutes trying to find him as he described his location. Swanson claimed he could see lights from a nearby town and was heading in that direction, but things took a turn for the worse when he suddenly yelled, "Oh shit." Before his father could even scold his son for using that language on the phone with him, the call cut off, and that's the last anyone ever heard from Brendan. Even with hundreds of volunteers and 30 dogs searching, only his car was found. So what happened to him? What did he see that made him go, "Oh shit," before abruptly hanging up?
Yeah, I think I reacted to a video like that with Mr. Ball, and I'm not too sure, but yeah, it was just like that. He said, "Oh snap," and then he went off the road and he just disappeared. They couldn't find no traces of nothing. I think it was like a little bit more something. I don't know if it's another story or not, but I think it was a similar story to that one where they found like little pieces of something and it led to like some trailer out in the middle of nowhere, but it was empty or something like that. But don't quote me on it. You have to go back and find the video. I've reacted to so many videos, I don't remember which video it was, but I feel like it's something paranormal. You just don't go, "Oh snap," and then you just disappear into thin air like that. Like, I don't know.
A few years back, a Reddit user named Stacy Kolupski shared the experience of her brother who would get a call on his cell phone around 2 to 3 a.m. every night. He would answer it every time to hear this hellish sounding noise that he described as a static mixed with screams. He changed his cell phone number after a month of this, and
He must have Sprint.
Then after a week or so, it began again, with the exact same noise at the exact same time. Finally, one day he decided to backdial the call, and an old man picked up who had no idea what he was talking about. If he didn't answer, it would call a few more times, but no messages were ever left. He decided to say screw it, and ended his contract with his phone company, switched to a new one, and then got another new number. And exactly what he feared had happened. The screaming static calls continued after a short delay. By this time he was terrified every night. Unsure why this was happening, he backdialed the number again and got a different person, who also had no idea what he was talking about. Around this time, Stacy's brother lost his job and his phone, which was now disconnected, meaning the calls of course stopped. One day, Stacy's mom asked her to listen to a weird message she got on her home phone. It was the static screaming. They showed her brother, and he of course freaked out. He backdialed the number again, and it said the number was disconnected this time. They never heard from it again after that.
Yeah, bro. Like, oh yeah, I just want to say SCP-987. That's like a dark web portal, pretty much. That's all that is. But yeah, man, I thought he had Sprint. You know, Sprint's horrible, but that's crazy. Like, I just feel like it's one of them little things from like the TV show Hellbound on Netflix. Go watch that. It's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like they just calling him, bro. He's bound for hell or something because they just keep calling him and calling him and calling him and calling. And you know they dedicated because he changed his cell phone contract and they called his mama. Like, yeah, bro, hey, pass the phone to this boy over here. We're trying to talk to him, son, from the underworld. I'd listen to it one time, but if it calls you 2 more times, bro, I can't talk to you no more because I feel like it's going to trickle down to my phone service. And it's already too damn expensive as it is to get a cell phone. And you're not about to be blowing up my phone, bro. Especially during the times we had minutes. You remember back then you had minutes? You had to buy the little card? Shit.
In the 1970s, Bashir Kaushaki opened a successful restaurant in Washington, D.C., and for over a decade enjoyed nothing but success. But in 1983, he became the target of a non-stop stream of threatening phone calls that came several times a day, every day. Usually harassment similar to this will eventually stop on its own as the harassers get bored and move on to something else. But Kaushaki was harassed by these phone calls for nearly a decade. The caller would eventually be nicknamed L'Enfant, which is French for the child. The nickname was presumed to reference the caller's eventual imitation of a little girl. Anyone associated with Kaushaki in any way was a target, from his pregnant spouse to his restaurant employees. The harassment was one day elevated from simply phone calls to physical harassment when the Star of David was scratched all over Kaushaki's Mercedes. When he traveled to Philadelphia to visit his sister, things got so bad that he suffered a mental breakdown and committed himself to a psychiatric ward. But even still, the calls continued to his restaurant. The FBI eventually placed a trace on the phone to confirm whether L'Enfant was a delusion or not, and what they found out put how bad this was into perspective. The calls were coming from different payphones at such a high frequency that it would have been impossible for only one person to have been making these calls. The L'Enfant callers was a plot orchestrated by multiple people for the express purpose of harassing Kaushaki to insanity, but it was never figured out what the motive was. All the way back in 1931.
Old sport. Oh Oh man, top of the morning to you. No, I was playing. No, but he looked like he was a pretty cool dude. He a little sweet, got the little slick back going. I'm digging them glasses. Yo. What them glasses called? I want some of those. I'll wear those on the channel, 100%. So when I started investigating something, I slipped them bad boys on.
There was a man named William Wallace who worked as a London insurance agent and had an obsession for playing chess in his free time.
I can't play chess.
One night, Wallace showed up for a chess club meeting and found a telephone message waiting for him. The sender wanted to meet at 7:30 the following night so he could purchase an insurance policy. The next night, Wallace traveled across town and discovered that the address provided didn't exist. So he headed back home, most likely convinced that he was the victim of some dumb prank. But when he got home, he found his wife Julia's body had been beaten to death in the living room. The mysterious caller was the obvious suspect. But after an investigation, police determined that the caller was actually William Wallace himself. Authorities argued that Wallace had left the message to fabricate an alibi. He killed his wife, hopped in a streetcar, drove around for an hour, then went home to supposedly discover his wife's body. This argument was invalid as it was completely impossible for Wallace to have committed the murder, given he wouldn't have been able to return quick enough. The jury found Wallace guilty of the murder anyway, but luckily the Court of Criminal Appeal immediately overturned the conviction. The killer was never identified, but the prime suspect was a former employee of Wallace's insurance firm, who allegedly asked his wife to provide him a fake alibi and was seen wearing bloody gloves and hosing down his car on the night of the murder.
Bro, that shocked the hell out of me. I'm gonna have to blur that out. I don't know what kind of license or something he got on the video, but I'm blurring that out. If you guys want to go see it, just make sure you stop by Mr. Nightmare's channel and go check that out, because I don't even know if I don't want to block my video and all that other stuff and give me a copyright strike. Yeah, I don't know. He don't put like real photo like Mr. Ball and stuff like that, but it was a body there. But I was like, wait a minute, that don't even sound right. 7:30 at night to buy insurance? It can't be Allstate, because she definitely wasn't in good hands when they found her. Dang, bro, she got, Monopoly man out here killing people, bro. There's too much stuff going on back then. I think back then probably the scariest time to kill people, bro, because it's just like you can get away with it. Like, who's gonna say you did? I didn't do that. Prove it. Yeah, see, prove it. See, it wasn't me. See, I was over there having a burger. See, yeah, see, fries and a large shake. Like, nobody's gonna know.
Alexander would frequently get calls to his house for a woman named Tanya. It didn't seem like a big deal since Tanya had the same last name as Jason's family, and it was a common name from where they were from. When Jason and his family moved across the city, and phone books gradually stopped being the go-to way of finding somebody's number, the calls for Tanya gradually stopped, and after a while, the Alexander family forgot about the Tanya woman. It was about 4 years later that she popped up in their lives again. Jason was driving home from work one afternoon and was greeted by a pretty grisly car wreck at the turn to his house. 2 cars had collided, and one had wrapped itself around the signage pole that had the house numbers and directions on it, one of which was his house number. Several days later, he got a call from the police. They asked if Tanya was at his residence. Her car was found wrapped around a pole down the street from Jason's house, and she was nowhere to be found at the accident site. He had never heard anything about her ever again.
That wasn't that bad.
In 1965, the young woman you're looking at, named Judith Hyams, disappeared from her hometown of Coral Gables, Florida. Everyone feared the worst when her abandoned car was found in Atlanta with blood in the backseat. Judith was pregnant and recently went through a divorce. She allegedly made arrangements to get an illegal abortion from a Hungarian doctor named George Haydu.
George Haydu. I'm sorry. If it just sounds like that shouldn't be somebody that should be doing medical practice, bruh, no. I'm not trying to discredit anybody, but an illegal, but it's Hungarian George Haydu.
He was charged with conspiring to perform the abortion, but skipped bail and fled the country. After this, the case was forgotten for a quarter century, until it was rejuvenated by a series of bizarre phone calls. In 1990, the Coral Gables police captain Chuck Smith received a message from an Omaha, Nebraska radio host claiming he had information about Judith's disappearance. Smith called the host back, but the host was completely confused. The host said he never made the call, and he knew nothing at all about Judith. Smith soon received another anonymous call claiming Judith was alive in Omaha. Smith knew nothing about the case, but he had recently traveled to Omaha to deliver a lecture at a police academy, and he started to wonder if this was a prank. Smith got a third anonymous call from someone who claimed to be an FBI informant who had recently spent time with Dr. Haydu in Hungary. They even provided an old phone number for Haydu that checked out. Smith was confused, and with such a baffling case, He took the story to the TV show Unsolved Mysteries. Days after the Judith Hyams episode was broadcast, Smith got an anonymous letter confirming what many people suspected all along. Judith died during an illegal abortion and wound up in a watery grave. While that's the logical solution, it doesn't account for all the strange calls. The callers and writer have not been identified, the doctor has not been found, and Judith's body was never recovered.
Dang, that's some scary stuff that you think about it. Like, dang, illegal abortions, man. I don't know. That's just a different type of subject, what I'm not going to mention on this channel. But, man, let me know down in the comment section which number you thought was the creepiest. By far, number 3 shocked me. I think that was number 3 with the dude that was selling Allstate insurance. And I think it was one of the beginning ones. I can't remember which. Oh, yeah, the dude kept calling what the hell it screams and stuff. Yeah, I don't play that, bro. You can keep the damn supernatural phone. But anyways, on to the next video. Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the third and final video. I'm not playing with you. No, I'm playing. Yo, welcome to the last what's the book? The last video is called Top 10 Ghost Videos to Scare You Silly. This video is by Noob's Top 10, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you swoop down to the description box, click on that link to watch the video in entirety, because I'm going to be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But for now, let's get it. Let me know down in the comment section what you think my specialty is. And I mean specialty, am I good at detecting things that are gonna happen? Am I good at spotting fake videos? Am I good at like predicting? No, let me know. Let me know down in the comment section and let me know what your personal opinion is and what you think my superpower is when I am reacting to these videos. Desecrated.
Japanese paranormal YouTube channel Fourth Wall has been sent several videos taken at the same cemetery somewhere in Japan.
Oh.
The graveyard is said to be haunted by the tragic ghost of a little boy who drowned in a pond 30 years ago.
Why is this little boy's
His
little
parents
girl?
laid him to rest in the cemetery and commissioned a beautiful statue of their son to be placed at his gravesite to honor and remember him. Late one night, heartless vandals desecrated the grave, destroying the statue and stealing its head.
I call cap on that. Japanese culture is not really like that. But then again, who knows, you know? But I don't see that happening in Japan. I lived in Japan for like a year and a half. I don't see that happening. But I don't know, who knows?
Since then, local legend says that the headless spirit of the child roams the graveyard, forever looking for his missing head. In September of 2015, a CCTV camera at the cemetery records this shocking footage.
Why September? Why is that my birthday month? Where? Bro, why the music? The whole screen is black. Oh, I see it. I don't know. I feel like that's real.
In the dead of night, a shadow-like figure can be seen walking along the graves. After word of this disturbingly creepy video spread, a Japanese ghost hunter decided to investigate the cemetery for himself.
But that didn't look like a kid in my opinion.
It did not go well.
This is where chupacabras are made. Gomenasai. Did you see it? Bro, that's my biggest pet peeve. Stop spinning the damn camera. Oh, I thought those was eyeballs. Oh, I was about to die. Bro, stop.
The ghost hunter hears something and turns to see an odd white apparition, but he whips back around and nothing there.
Oh, Eris. Oh, come on. Oh my God, he scared me.
So could it be that these strange figures are the spirit of the little boy, forever wandering the cemetery? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video and many more spooky Japanese ghost videos over on the YouTube channel, Fourth Wall.
Hey, my dogs are real. When he came to rescue
Popular
me,
YouTuber Dennis Domian sets out to explore the Bribir Cemetery in his hometown of Bribir, Croatia for his quote, scary bedtime stories video series. He says that throughout his childhood, the cemetery has always given him the creeps, and even now he feels uncomfortable just being there.
Wanna go to ghost hunt?
In the dead of night, he gives a video tour through the graveyard when suddenly he records something that's just unnerving.
Okej, lagano idem jer imam feeling ko da nisam sam.
Did you see it? Someone or some strange distorted figure can be seen standing amongst the graves. But when Dennis turns back, it's gone. Throughout the video, it can be seen that the small cemetery is completely empty, and Dennis swears he was all alone. So just who or what is this strange, distorted thing?
I think it's amazing how the video was clear up until we seen a distorted figure. Like, that's just crazy. Like, that's insane how it was just so blurry. And as soon as you turn the camera this way, the focus just comes back. Cap, look. Oh, it's blurry. Focus.
The ghost of the mosh pit.
The ghost of the mosh
Now,
pit.
most of the time we think of creepy paranormal video as occurring in the dark, and maybe in creepy old abandoned places.
Facts.
But here's a video that's from a live daytime heavy metal music festival in San Bernardino, California in 2011.
California?
And just watch very closely, because it's about to get weird.
How weird we talking? Yo, what's a mosh pit? Do you just like punch each other or something? I don't want nobody to knock me out.
So a very big guy goes charging into the mosh pit when suddenly he seems to get clotheslined by someone or something that is completely invisible, and he goes flying backwards.
Shit, the ghost came to party too?
Now, that would be weird enough, but his friend helps him up, and then he seems to get forcefully yanked backwards again by some unseen force. He even seems to get dragged backwards along the ground. So is this just the ghost of an angry metal fan? Is this guy just an incredible mime? Or what happened here?
I don't know.
You tell me.
Yo, I know somebody down there knows what concert this is. Please let me know this is real or not. I know some rock people down in there. He got a Slipknot shirt on right here, but I don't know if that's Slipknot or not. Is it? He got a Slipknot shirt. I know a little bit of Slipknot, like Wait and Bleed, Before I Forget, and some other ones, but I can't really I dibble and dabble a little different genres here. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section, because it looked kind of fake, but then it looked kind of real at the same time. This one I'm kind of like iffy about, but I'm leaning more on the fake side. I feel like this is part of a music video or some kind of like little skit or something. Mosh pit fights dude or something like that. But whatever it is, the ghost came back lit as shit, and he wanted a piece of the mosh pit. He said you die, and he's still partying in the afterlife. He's too turned up for whatever's going on right now. I feel like it's a movie or
Caught
something.
on camera. Instagram user Satanic Tacos, aka Heather, says she is skeptical of all things paranormal and doesn't believe in the afterlife or ghosts. But late one night, her 1-year-old son wakes up very upset and doesn't stop crying for over 2 hours. Bizarrely, the motion detectors on the CCTV cameras around Heather's house were going off too. She checked her recorded CCTV footage, and to her shock, just after her child starts crying, one of the cameras outside catches something downright creepy.
Let's see if it's outside, man. Because my thing is too, that's the worst thing you could possibly do is say you don't
A
believe
strange
in it.
translucent figure seems to appear right out of the wall of the lower deck and can be seen walking through the snow away from the house. Heather says she has no idea what this could be and is a little freaked out about the timing with her son's crying. Now, as for myself, usually I would just say that this is a compression error in the camera and that it's blurring a person who is walking in darkness. But everything else here in the video is perfectly clear and the footage is well lit.
Yep.
So I'm a bit confused myself.
I say this is real.
If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com. The girl on the road.
But I was telling you guys, stop saying that you don't believe in it. Even if you don't believe in it, just say that you do, because that's when they start revealing themselves to you and start fucking with you and start blowing up stuff. Like, it's just knocking stuff over and turning on lights and bothering your babies and dogs and everything. Just, I don't know. I say I believe in it, bro. Because as soon as you even present yourself or do something, I'm out, bro. I'm not staying there. There's nothing that you can do to get me to stay, bro. You can't pay me to stay. You can't love on me to stay. Like nothing. There's nothing that you can do. If it happens, I'm leaving everything. I'll come back in a couple of days. I'll come back with a group of friends to help me pack up, but I'm not staying there no more, bro.
Now, this next creepy video was sent in by a very nice Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but it's an old clip and the source is unknown. The video is believed to have been recorded in the West Java area of Indonesia, and it shows two men encountering something horrifying on the road.
Bill collector. That was fake. That's fake.
The two men pray continuously as they encounter what looks to be an extremely pale figure of a little girl. Even more terrifying, as they get closer, the figure seems to float up into the night sky above them. Now, because I don't know the actual source of this video, it's impossible to check its legitimacy in any way.
Fake.
But real or not, it's definitely very creepy. And it certainly shocked me when I first watched it. I was not expecting the flying.
And cut. Action. Perfect, guys. That was beautiful. Like, no, bro, that was fake 100%. You can tell if you go back and watch it, whoever pulled the rope or whatever it was to make the little action figure or doll, whatever it is, shoot up in the air, you could tell it got stuck because they yanked it up like a piñata, and then you could tell it got jammed because it stopped midair, and then it was like, oh, stuff, it got smacked, and they yanked it, it pulled it again, and then it went all the way up, and then the trajectory of it, because of the way they pulled it, it swung it this way, and it brought it back this way, so that's why he was like this. Because he thought it was just going to go straight up, but then he realized it went this way, so he had to adjust the camera. My thing is, if you scared, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, I'll be like, what is that? And I see it, and then they'll go like this. Like, I'm scared. Like, I'm not about to be like, oh, there it is. Like, no, I'm not that person, bro. Because if I'm scared enough, I'm not about to record the whole thing. I'll record when it first starts, and then once I see what it is, it's a wrap. The video's about to go down the drain.
Crying in the dark.
That's just me.
Paranormal investigators Jordan and Johnny from the YouTube channel Paranormies set out to investigate an old house in Manitoba, Canada that's believed to be haunted. The story goes that in the 1960s, a woman named Rachel discovered that her husband of only 2 months had run off with another woman. It is said that neighbors heard Rachel sobbing uncontrollably shortly before taking her own life. Cut to current day. It is said that in the house, lights turn on and off by themselves. Strange written notes have been left behind, and loud disembodied sobbing has been heard coming from the basement. Not long after the Paranormies start their overnight investigation, the guys decide to head down into the gloomy basement. That's when investigator Johnny hears and captures something downright chilling.
What was that? You heard something?
He said,
Yeah, it sounded like a kid's voice.
that sounded like Michael Jackson. He said,
It said,
Ready?
what did it say earlier? Did it say child? Yeah, it did say
It sounded
child.
like a kid's voice coming from down here. I don't know if I want to turn these lights off. I was going to turn them
no,
off.
don't turn them off.
Johnny is shocked when he hears the sound of sobbing coming from somewhere down in the basement. The guys now believe that the spirit of Rachel might be with them. Meanwhile, earlier in the investigation, the Paranormies set up 3 separate motion-activated REM pod devices on the main floor of the house.
What?
As they're investigating down in the basement, they hear something truly bizarre.
You heard that? Footsteps upstairs?
I heard it.
That's the house settling.
REM pod?
And then another one.
Oh, never mind. It was footsteps. Yep, it went off too.
The investigators hear footsteps right above them, and a static camera records as 2 motion-activated REM pod devices are triggered by something moving around on the main floor. Then a light turns on and off on its own. Jordan and Johnny decide to set up a laser grid and point it towards the kitchen and living room on the main floor, right beside the basement stairs.
That's enough evidence.
As they are discussing just what might be going on in the house, they capture something very disturbing.
Oh shit.
Even when I said, like, hey, it did RAC, am I okay? Like, thank you. Like, I don't need you to continue on. What? Shut.
That was a squirrel.
What did you see? I heard the wrong.
A shadow.
Really? Rachel, are you
Right
here?
from here, this way? Like over this way or that way? Between the letters.
Even when I said, like, hey, it did RAC, am I okay? Like, thank you. Like, I don't need you to
Oh
continue
my
on.
god.
Shut.
That better have been a raccoon or something.
An odd misshapen shadow figure darts across the ceiling in the living room right in front of Johnny. The two investigators rush over to check out the area, but find nothing and no one. So just what is this?
Oh no, that was
Did the
real.
Paranormies team capture the distraught spirit of Rachel? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full investigation and many more spooky videos over on the YouTube channel, Paranormies.
Damn, who is she? Silver Surfer gliding across the ceiling like
Caught
that?
in the headlights. Now this next video is not in any way related to the paranormal. It's actually the official music video of a very popular Mexican rap group called Cartel de Santa.
Cartel
And
de
it's been
Santa.
viewed over 64 million times on YouTube. But many confused fans pointed out something very spooky that happens near the beginning of the music video. Pay very close attention.
To what?
Did you see it? In front of the car, the headlights illuminate some bald grayish figure crouching in the bushes that suddenly stands up to look at the couple before quickly disappearing. Many fans believe that the rappers might have accidentally recorded something paranormal on camera. But of course, this could simply be a crew member that was accidentally caught in the video shot.
Nah, bruh.
But if it's a crew member, that leads to many questions. Like, why is he gray? Why is he crouching in the bushes? Why does it look like he's not wearing a shirt? And why does he move in such an odd and creepy way? Even after the many confused questions and comments, the group has never released a statement about who or what this could be. So for now, the identity of this man, or whatever that is in the bushes, remains a mystery.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like, I guess he wanted to be in the music video too, because he definitely wasn't having it, bro. That's the fifth member of the Cartel de Santa, because he wanted to be up in that damn thing. He was like 6'1", butt-ass naked, bro. He was waiting for the pool scene. It was going down.
Now, this next video is one of the strangest paranormal videos I've ever seen.
I'll be the judge.
So
of that.
TikTok user Luca from Nashville, Tennessee is out delivering packages one day when he suddenly spots something very bizarre in the skies above.
Hey, so out making deliveries, and what is this? There's a floating broom.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Look, it's just floating. Like, seriously. There's no wire, there's nothing it's connected to. It's...
See? This the kind of footage we need. Look how clear it is. Look how clear it is. He's getting out.
Seriously. It's just, and it's moving too.
Now, I'm honestly not sure what to make of this video.
The words of simulation.
This object, that does look very much like a floating broom, is obviously not a kite or a balloon, and it doesn't appear to be suspended by wires or a drone. If it's CGI, then it would take a visual effects expert to track this effect in with such a shaky camera. Also, Luca has no other videos that contain any CGI or anything even remotely paranormal. Luca claims that the video is 100% real.
I believe it.
By the way, it was a floating broom. I did not see any wires. There was no drone. I gave a pretty good view above and below it. Guys, I swear on my life, there was nothing above it or below it. It was a floating broom. I don't know if somebody was doing a voodoo spell or if it was a floating broom. I've never seen anything like it. I don't ever want to see anything like it again. It was real. I don't do CGI. I don't know how to do that. It was a floating broom, okay? I'm just as stumped as you are. I happened to be the person that rolled up on it.
So I have no idea what this could be. Is it supernatural? Is it a, quote, glitch in the Matrix? Or is it just a very elaborate hoax? You decide.
I would have sat there and watched it until it
Followed.
failed.
Ghost hunter Martin from the YouTube channel Martin's Junction sets out to explore the abandoned and allegedly haunted Nepali house in the middle of the jungle in India. The house is so secluded and hidden away that the only way to get to it is by crossing a slippery log over a river. Before he heads out, Martin sets up a static night vision camera at the log to record as he makes his way towards the house. Now, the house is empty and full of bats, lizards, and snakes.
Oh, hell no.
So after a bad fall, Martin decides to head back home. But something might have followed him.
I'm sorry.
As Martin attempts to cross back over the log, things take a terrifying turn.
He's just standing. What is that? I don't know, bro. I feel like this is cap because he's lingering around the area too long. Like if it would have happened the first time when he fell and he walked across, I would have believed it. But he's taking too damn long to get across this damn log, bro. Let me know down in the comment section. I feel like it's cap. He's taking too long to get across. Like you're just standing right there in that little log just to get across.
Something dark seems to be lurking in the jungle behind Martin, but every time the ghost hunter checks the area behind him with his flashlight, whatever it is has disappeared. The mysterious figure appears several times and disappears just as fast. So what do you think happened to Martin? Did he fall by accident? Or did some dark, vengeful spirit follow him back from the house?
I don't know.
Let me know.
I don't know. That one is kind of sus.
The abandoned asylum. Lead paranormal investigator Kaylee Love from the YouTube channel Love to Investigate reached out to me about a very creepy video she recorded in an old abandoned mental asylum in South Wales, UK.
Okay,
Kaylee says that she was alone with a fellow investigator, exploring one of the decaying asylum's many buildings. Without knowing, she captures something absolutely chilling.
All right, let's see.
The bathroom again there. That's pretty cool, lad.
Whoa! Wait, what was that?
Smells like an hospital in this part, definitely.
Hey, stop sneaking, bro. I swear to God,
Did you see it? At the end of the hallway in front of Kaylee and her team member, someone appears to be standing there, just watching her, before simply disappearing around the corner. Kaylee says she didn't see anyone there at the time. In fact, the odd figure was actually pointed out by viewers in her YouTube comments. So could this be the spirit of a patient who tragically passed away at the abandoned mental asylum? I leave it up to you to decide.
I feel like I'm just tired of seeing the white gown ghost scenario or the ghost cliche ghost with the white little dress and the long hair, and I'm tired of hearing about the little kids and the little girls and they're haunting this place because I don't know. I feel like out of the 10 videos that I've seen, I'll probably say maybe about like 3 or 4 of them was real, but that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. And also, let me say thank you again to all, thank you to all the people that submitted the ghost videos. I'm not trying to knock you down or anything like that. If it happened, it happened. I can't really talk much because I'm behind the screen. But if you say you've seen it, hey, you've seen it. Who am I to tell you didn't? But I don't know. I have my opinion too. But thank you guys so much, man, for supporting the channel. And thank you for getting us to 4,000 subscribers, man. Hopefully we can keep growing and keep doing this. And maybe one day I can do it full time and we can do gaming videos and live streams and movie nights or something. You know, maybe one day, you know. But keep doing what you guys are doing. The videos will keep coming. We reacted to Mr. Bob, we reacted to Mr. Nightmare, and we also reacted to Nuke's Top 5. Make sure you can swoop down the description box, hit those links, go watch it for yourself, because you know your boy talk a lot and I'll make jokes all the time. And I probably took you guys out the mood, or you guys getting really, you know, immersed. You guys are getting really immersed in the videos and I'll pause it sometimes and it happens. So make sure you hit those links and watch it for yourself. But again, Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know down in the comment section which video of the 3 that was your favorite, or you got a certain clip from each one, let me know.